Okay, my friends. So let's take a look at this measures of center quiz. Yeah, this is the time in minutes it took doors to get shut on me in Grandview. So I'm gonna copy this data. Copy. Open up Excel here, and we'll paste it in, and then we'll play. Here we go. Bring this over. All right. Stick it in. I don't know, here. Maybe here. Okay. Oh, looks good. Actually, sometimes it doesn't paste nicely, but that sure did. Now remember, if I remember it, I want to find the average. Yep, the average, the median, and the mode. So I'll just put that right in order here. Average, median, and mode, and I'll put them right next to here. Equals average. Select all the data. So we got an average of 18.85 minutes, just about 19 minutes. Okay. Median, same data. All right, an 8.5 minute median. Wow, that's significantly different. Oh, I see why. We'll talk about that in a second. And the mode, if we have one. Let's see if we have one. Oh, we do. I can see. We have at least one, actually. Looks like we've got 5. Yeah, we got 4 or 5, so 5 minutes most often. All right, good stuff. Let's go back to the quiz. Sometimes statisticians need to decide. Yep. What percentage of the original data is below the median you found in number 2? Well, number 2, there's a couple ways we can do this. I can teach you a command called COUNTIF, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I'll do is instead, I'm going to show you a cute little paste special. And we're going to transpose it, which is going to take the data and paste it vertically. I'm going to do the same thing with this row of data. Copy, paste, special, transpose. And a transpose just means if it's in a row, put it in a column, and vice versa. If it's in a column, put it in a row. And then I'm going to sort this data ascending. There we go. And I can clearly see that something happened because that 8 didn't go the right place. I wonder why. Let's try that again. Let's put, let's try that. Oh, it doesn't like it. Little bastard. All right. Well, I'll work around it. I'll put the 8 over here, and I'll just, more than one way to skin a cat. I don't know why that's working, but, or why that's not working. I'll put the 8 where it's supposed to be. There. Yeah. Take that, Excel. Everything else in the right place? Yep, everything else except for that one. And I bet you we can figure out why that happened if we took more than 3.5 seconds to fix it right here. But median, what percent of the data is less than 8.5? Well, that's going to be everything 8 to 1. So that's 10 of them, which is exactly what it should be, right? The median, the point of the median is to cut the data in half. So that's 50% of the data. Then I asked you, how about the average? What percent of the data is less than the average? So 18.85 is going to be anything 17 or lower. So that's 14 data points. So 14 out of 20 is 70%. So as far as this goes, there's 70% of data less than the average. 50% of data less than the median. I bet you I asked you about the mode too, and that's going to be what, those 4? So that's going to be 20% of the data. Wow, those are all over the place. 20, 50, 70, nowhere near each other, all over the place. But so how can they all measure center? That's the question here. How can they all measure center? Like what's the disagreement? And the quick and easy answer is that center, in quotes right there, is a fairly subjective term. Center can mean the geographic center, which is the median. But the median doesn't care about how far apart the data points are. For example, let me go back to the Excel sheet here. I'm just going to make a real quick, let's see if this actually works. Now that that number 8 was so weird, I'm going to make a histogram out of this data. Let's see. Yeah, they're all there. All the points are there. They're all there. There's 20 points. I don't know what that weird number 8 was having a problem with. And we'll make the number of bins up to, we'll make it like, I don't know, 10. CF10. Yeah, okay. So because you can see when you look at the data this way, I'm not going to bother dressing the graph up at all. It's very, very much left heavy, and then it's got a tail out to the right. So the problem with this kind of data and comparing the average to the median is that the median is going to shove all the way down to the left because the vast majority of the data is down to the left. And the median doesn't care that this 120 that's way out here is quote unquote way out here. Because when you do a median, 45 to 120, the median's not going to change whether it's 45 to 120 or 45 to 46. But watch what happens to the average when I do this. let me actually change the 120 over here to 46 because that's the data set the average was actually calculating on. Now, watch what happens when I change that highest data point to 46. You can see the average just dropped by 3 minutes, but the median stayed exactly the same right here. And that's a function of the median. The median just puts them in order. It does not care how far apart they are, whether they're on top of each other like they are here. But the mode does care if it's on top of each other. So what you've got in this question is you've got different ways to measure center. Different ways to measure center. Okay, I hope that helped.